Hi everyone! Today I am going to teach you one simple joke writing technique that will instantly make you happier, funnier, and more likable. No, you do not have to be a stand-up comedian to learn this. This is something that you can learn and practice in your day-to-day conversation to also help you connect better with others. My name is Yiqing Zhao. I am an award-winning actor, writer, comedian. Nah, scratch that. I am just a weirdly funny nerd here on YouTube to deliver tips on writing, creativity, and humor to help you become a happier, funnier, and more authentic version of yourself. If you like my videos, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and if you want to, leave your writing in the comment section for my feedback. I am more than happy to do that. Now, let's get into it. If you have a little bit of experience with humor or comedy, you probably would have guessed what I'm going to talk about is self-deprecation. Yes and no. I am not a fan of the term self-deprecation because the point is not to deprecate yourself for the sake of putting yourself down. Just putting yourself down would not necessarily be funny, okay? Because the point is vulnerability and authenticity so that you get to relate with people better. Also, you get to relate with yourself better because you are going to distance your authentic self from the thing, meaning your imperfection, your flaws, your embarrassment, your insecurities. You are going to be distancing your authentic self from those things. And then you're able to look at them from a distance and see what's funny in it, laugh at it, and therefore remove the power of your insecurities or imperfections have on you. That's why self-deprecation humor is such a powerful tool for connecting with people and also connecting with yourself, which is, by the way, the definition of healing. When you truly, deeply connect with your authentic self, that is a process of healing. So remember, the key is vulnerability and authenticity. You do not sacrifice these for the sake of getting a laugh. Otherwise, that would be really cheap. Now, we have to understand what makes a joke funny. Two elements. One is surprise, the other is superiority. So self-deprecation humor apparently falls into the second category, which is superiority, because when you put yourself down, you become the butt of your joke, you make fun of yourself, you show your imperfections, right? Your insecurities, your embarrassment. It makes the audience feel that they are superior to you. They are better than you. And then that generates laughter. But if you are smart, which of course you are, you can also incorporate the first category, which is surprise. All right? So if you can come up with something that the audience cannot think of, or you are leading them the wrong way, make them think that what's coming up next is A, but you deliver B, that is the element of surprise. And when that happens, the audience will also laugh. If you can do two things in one joke, that is probably going to be one of the most powerful jokes that generates laughter. That will be one of your best functioning jokes. I will give you an example.
I have 3 degrees. I have a bachelor's in medical sciences, a master's in public health, and a PhD on how to waste the other 2 degrees.
This one gets big laughs every single time, regardless of how I deliver it. Why? Because it incorporates both elements, surprise and superiority. It's also very original and authentic because people can relate to it. Now, why is this surprising? I said 3 degrees, right? So I give you A, B, and C. First is the bachelor's in medical sciences. Second is the master's in public health. And third is a PhD. Can you see this progression? So the audience will think, okay, you have like 2 degrees in science already and PhD on something, it must be something fancy, because your brain will take them to decipher that it's going to be something fancy. But then I said it's a PhD on how to waste the other 2 degrees. Boom! I just dropped from here to here. So that's why it's both surprising and also there's superiority. Because hey, look at me, I am here doing jokes. Of course, I wasted my degrees, right? And why is it relatable? Because I'm not the only one who wastes my degrees, quote unquote, wasted my degrees, right? Many people also, quote unquote, wasted their degrees because whatever they do later in life has nothing to do with whatever they studied at school. So people can relate. Another reason why this joke is so funny or gets so many laughs is because there is implication. Implication meaning there's subtext, whatever I am not saying, whatever hides beneath the lines, underneath the words. You gotta read between the lines, right? And the audience are actually very good at that. So they will connect dots and read between the lines, and then they will infer, oh, this is what you're trying to say. That's why my self-deprecation is actually in the implication, because I tell you that I wasted my degrees and I'm really good at wasting my degrees. I get a PhD at wasting my degrees. How am I wasting my degrees here? I'm not practicing medicine. I'm here in a comedy club telling jokes on a Friday night and making very little money, if any at all, right? So that is the implication, and the audience gets it. That's why they laugh. And you know, it's also because I can laugh at myself. This is actually something that my family are so very, very unhappy about. You know, they don't want to see me doing comedy. What kind of life is that, right? They don't want to see me perform. They actually hope that I would just work as a doctor and, you know, make a good living and have a stable life. But that's not my choice. Anyway, that's why this joke works. I'll give you another example of my friend Amy Cui's joke. She says something about, she says, I am Asian and gay, so I cannot also be a waste of money. Okay, and this joke works so well because, first, whenever you say you're a waste of money, right? Basically, you're just putting yourself down like, oh, I'm not worth anything. I'm a waste of money. That's what makes the audience feel superior to you. There's also the element of surprise because Asian and gay, first, those are just one word things. Asian, gay, like easy labels. A waste of money is something different. That breaks the pattern of Asian and gay. Can you see that's why it's a surprise? That joke also incorporates both elements. And the implication, yes, the implication. It implies that being Asian and being gay are things to be ashamed of. Because apparently a waste of money is something to be ashamed of. It's not a good thing. So being Asian and being gay are also not good things. And given the political environment, given everything, it makes sense. So that's why people relate to that joke. And that's why it is a great joke that always, always, always works, regardless of what crowd you're dealing with. Next, I'm going to show you an example of one famous comedian's jokes. Anjelah Johnson, I love her so much.
If I'm wearing heels and I want to walk, I gotta bend my knees a little bit. Yep, look like a camel. Look like a camel trying to fold itself to get some rest.
And this one is a little different because she actually acts it out. But the principle stays the same, right? She's talking about her bow legs that makes her look like a camel, that when she walks, she looks like a camel, and then she acts out as if she is a camel. You can see how she commits to the bit. By that, I mean she's really committed to acting out like a camel, and she takes her time. She's not embarrassed by doing that. So, and first of all, she is not embarrassed at all to admit about her bow legs and admit that they make her look like a camel when she walks in heels. And that is a courageous act in itself. First, by just admitting it. Second, by acting it out, because you actually have to physically embrace that. That is bravery. That is vulnerability. That is authenticity. And the fact that you can act it out so truthfully, that is craft. And that is what makes the audience laugh, because that is the power of true, authentic, empowering, great entertainment. Now, a word of caution: when and how to use self-deprecation humor, and what can you actually roast yourself about? Here's the bottom line. It has to be something that you have completely 100% accept about yourself. If bringing up the subject is still a little sore, is still a little touchy, a little sensitive, a little, I'm not sure, then don't use it. Because here's the thing. It's not about the content, necessarily about the content itself. It's really about how you say it, how you talk about it, how you deliver it, how you bring it up in the conversation. People feel how you feel about yourself. So if you feel unsure about yourself, people feel unsure about you. If you feel insecure telling this joke, people will feel insecure for you. When they feel insecure for you, when they don't have much confidence in you, they will not laugh. They will just be spending their mental energy worrying about you. So ask yourself, have I actually accepted this about myself? If the answer is yes, go for it. Use it. Just remember, don't do it for the sake of getting a laugh. Do it for the sake of vulnerability and authenticity. I hope you gained valuable insights and knowledge from this video. In my future videos, I will provide more detailed exercises and tips guiding you to write more and better jokes. If you would like to share your jokes with me, please type them in the comment section, and I'm more than happy to give you my feedback. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.